Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach, and today with me we have a very special guest. And we're going to be talking about something that has been very near and dear to my heart because a lot of my friends are going through this and experiencing this. And we're going to be talking about PCOS, PCOD, and understanding that this is not something that is only for our female listeners, but also for our male listeners. And if you don't know what PCOS or PCOD is, this is exactly the reason why I wanted to do a podcast on it. It is not one of those things that is commonly spoken about, and hence there's a lot of misunderstanding around it. So today with me, I have Nidhi Singh, who is the founder of PCOS Club India. And as soon as I heard this and we reached out to each other on Instagram, I said, I must do a podcast with you on this because I want to, educate or at least tell the world what PCOS is, what PCOD is. Nidhi, welcome to the Habit Coach podcast.
Thank you, Ashin. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here today.
I'm very excited to have you here because I love the fact that you've called it a club, right? You've just normalized the whole thing. Because as soon as you say, oh, it's a disease, it's an illness, it suddenly becomes so bigger than life, right? We keep putting out content like this on this channel, so please don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell icon so you know when future videos come out. What are the starting points for changes, right? For people, where do the changes start for their life when they want to make sure A, they never get PCOS, or how do they reverse it?
So, Ashin, one thing that I will start with is never go for a diet plan.
Okay.
90% of women, first thing that what comes to their mind is lifestyle change karna hai, diet plan karte hain. Let's look for a diet plan. And that's where half the mistake is done.
Okay.
Because lifestyle is much more than what you eat. If you notice, you have about 20,000 thoughts coming into your mind every day. What do you do about it? That is the way you live. You think, you sleep, you eat, you run, or you walk. So diet is one part of it. What about the other environment? Your relationships, your emotional well-being. Okay, how are you spending your time with yourself? So what I usually say is that never go for a diet plan. Instead, meal planning. Plan your meals in advance, pick groceries mindfully, and cook and eat local and seasonal. In fact, what your grandma or your mother cooked in the house.
Correct.
So stop junk, stop processed foods, eat ghar ka khana, eat local, eat seasonal, and somewhere give your body some break in terms of if you've been very sedentary in your lifestyle, do some fasting. Now intermittent fasting kind of thing is very famous right now on the social media, but what I mean from fasting standpoint is in our culture, our Indian culture, we have been taught to fast at various point of seasons in our the whole year. That's the whole point, to keep detoxing. So probably in a week, 1 or 2 days you can opt to fast, or you can take just a 12-hour fast between dinner and breakfast. That gives you enough time for your body to heal itself. So your meal is sorted here, nothing more. So
Okay.
eat local, seasonal, and
Lovely.
ghar ka khana.
So to recap, the first thing is get rid of all the processed food, get rid of all the junk food. Guys, if you just do this for the first month, you're going to see such a big difference from just this. If it came in a package, don't eat it. Right? For 1 month, just don't eat anything that comes out of a package. Don't eat anything that has sugar in it. Correct? These two things will already give you that little dramatic step forward. Then to boost it, like you said, eat your local vegetables, eat your local stuff. Try finding organic food, try finding food that is grown by local farmers, try using that. That is again the next boosting step. And finally, like you said, add a little bit of fasting onto it. Fasting matlab, what are you doing? We're giving our body a break from the food, right? Like I said in a few minutes ago, if these diseases are functions of overconsumption, fasting is teaching you how to bring your consumption down, which is why fasting is so important. And I've done tons of episodes on fasting. So please listen to those. And like you said, there are seasons for fasting. It's always been a part of our Indian culture. As long as you're not doing those silly sabudana khichdi fasts and those ones that A fast means no food, not
Yeah.
I can eat sabudana, I can eat save, I can eat Ferrari chivda. As long as you're not doing that, fasting is brilliant. All right, Nidhi. Sorry, go ahead.
Second is very, very important
Hmm.
that even health practitioners overlook
Hmm.
are the nutritional deficiencies.
Okay.
So, in the world that we're living in, especially in the pandemic times, you're not getting enough sun, right? And vitamin D and B12 deficiencies are very, very common these days.
Hmm.
And it stops from your natural healing. Even if you're doing everything
Hmm.
in terms of your good diet and exercises, vitamin D can actually limit your healing. So make sure that you're supplementing. So there's certain supplements, obviously I'm not propagating that you go and buy it on Amazon as soon as you hear from me right now. Take your consultation with health practitioner, but talk about these supplements which are vitamin D, there's inositol which helps. Because I will tell you, Ashin, what happens is
Hmm.
that when a health practitioner
Hmm.
tells you that you change your lifestyle, a
Hmm.
very, very common medicine that they still give is the diabetic medicine, which is a metformin to control
Correct.
your insulin.
Yes.
And few people know is that a long-term usage of metformin can lead to B12 deficiencies, and there are other side effects as well.
Yeah.
So resort to as natural supplements as you can take, and make sure that you are checking your iron levels, vitamin D, B12. So you're well supported.
Love it. Love it.
Okay. Uh, Third one is enough said,
Hmm.
but good sleep.
Hmm.
Now it's a catch 22.
Hmm.
If you are deficient in some nutrients, your sleep might be affected. And
Correct.
Ashin, you're the best person to even talk about it. So again, sleep is something that you have to make sure you're getting enough sleep, at least of 7 hours, and in line with your circadian rhythm.
Correct.
So these three things I feel are the topmost, and of course, being active.
Hmm.
Active doesn't mean that you have to hit the gym. It
Hmm.
means anything that makes your happy hormones,
Hmm.
you're pumped up, you feel energized.
Hmm.
Some people blindly follow hit training and they feel so lethargic
I,
after it.
yes.
Find an activity which is good for you, which you enjoy. It could be dancing, it could be, I've worked with women where I've told them that if you like traditional, Indian cultural dance, why don't you take it up as a hobby? So I'm just saying that, what is that one thing that could connect you back? So I love yoga. I would
Hmm.
take different classes of yoga to learn different forms, so that I keep motivated to go to that class. That
Hmm.
what will I get out of it? I
Hmm.
learned a new thing,
Hmm.
anything that can make you feel active.
Lovely.
uh, I would like to also tell you here something, that there has been research about what kind of activities in terms of um, fitness helps women with PCOS. So it's a combination of a cardio
Hmm.
and vigorous training and relaxation. Okay,
Hmm.
so there needs to be a strength based exercise which helps you fight your insulin resistance,
Hmm.
and build a good muscle, which is very, very important,
Hmm.
combined with cardio. When I say cardio, it doesn't have to be again going on a treadmill. You can go for a light walk. And yoga in terms of self care and relaxation, and it helps you to maintain your emotional well being. So I think I
Correct.
covered a lot of aspects here
Hmm.
in the fitness category only.
Correct.